Obviously, I'm disappointed um, in our team's ability to handle success and then the consistency. Again, I thought at times we played like you need to. You rebound the ball, and then you have a chance to go make plays on offense. But then once we got a lead, then we don't understand that next piece of how you have to keep a lead and how hard you have to play through that, and the consistency part that we'll get. We're still trying to find our identity of who we are and what we're going to be about, and then rebounding has to be a big part of that. Whenever we rebounded the ball, we were up. Whenever you don't rebound the ball, you lose. And so that for me is our biggest takeaway. And again, we're still dealing with a lot of pieces that aren't a great team yet. They're great pieces and they're going to be fun, and they're going to get better, but we have to learn how to become a better basketball team. And so disappointed, but at the same time is that I want growth from this team, and I see growth, and I think that different players, obviously AB having a double-double 2 games in a row, that's huge progress, and like she has to do that all the time for us. And then obviously the things that Bugg's been able to do and continues to do, she has to get more touches, and we have to figure out ways to be able to do that and be able to execute those to give her more opportunities. But the rebounding piece we have to fix and change. Questions?
Anything besides like rebounds that you guys were able to do really well when you guys had runs and just were able to have big leads against Georgetown at certain points of the game?
Yeah, and so much of it's our emotional capacity, is that, again, at this level, it's all possessions. And whether it's we're on a high, whether we're on a low, is that we've got too many that are riding those waves rather than staying consistent. And, and so that's a big, whenever usually that we play well on offense, our defense is better and it's tougher. And whenever we can't score as much, and then our defense suffers, and you can't play that way. Is that offense is always, no, you got to get it down on the defensive end. And so it's growing up. Is that's a big part of it, is never being in these games. Then our kids, now we have this as a reference point, and we can talk about that as a basketball team. But so we just got to grow up a little bit.
Aysia, you guys had the lead at the end of the third. Obviously, the fourth quarter is what's going to be analyzed. Just what did you think were the reasons why you all fell short in those 10 minutes?
I just think it was a lack of focus. I don't know, I think we came out great and we had great mentality. Just maintaining and understand that, how we started and how we maintained, and we were solid. It takes maturity to keep that composure, keep playing solid, and what got us to that point.
We get a little panic mode where we just play in panic whenever it starts and that lights and that clock's ticking and some of that stuff. And and it's a new environment, new roles, and and you can't play panicked, especially on offense. You got to play with urgency, and there's a difference of urgency and panic. I think we play in panic a lot, and so we're gonna keep, and again, we're trying to figure out what each other brings, and with that becomes a little bit of panic.
There's a physical end of changing speeds, and there's a mental aspect of changing speeds. How do you feel that you guys balance that marriage today?
Again, I still think so much of this game is an emotional mentality, and that physically, I think our kids can, they're fast, they can play longer minutes, they can do all that stuff. But if the emotional part isn't there, and you believe you can't go, and you believe that, and it's that part that we have to grow in the most. And that's for any freshman, for anybody who's coming into a new, that's the biggest areas, because it's hard. It's hard to be a college basketball player, and but that's where our biggest growth has to happen. We're not nearly at full capacity of what emotionally we have to be able to bring, and mentality bring to each other.
Obviously, you talked about your team not being best composed during having these leads. But what were Georgetown able to do during those, whenever they were down, to come back against you guys? Did you notice anything different that they did?
Obviously, I think they rebounded. As that the one kid or whatever, I think had like 14 or something, and they were able to get a couple of easier buckets. that where we had some breakdowns defensively that allowed them to get into a rhythm, and that really helps whenever you get something a little bit easier. They ran that transition bucket that some of those plays that, again, buckets were hard to come by, for both teams in the third quarter. Now in the fourth, whenever they were able to get some easier points, then I think you begin to feel better, and so it is. I think they were able to attack our mentality a little bit more than we were able to attack theirs. I think we're really similar teams right now, and trying to find ourselves, and so they came up better today.
Georgetown had 20 assists on 26 baskets today. How much maybe is that a blueprint for what you're trying to build with this team, where you're trying to be more clinical in that aspect?
Yeah, and again, I think offense is always harder to develop, and and really being able to know where your teammates are going to play, and without playing together very long, and obviously for them too. But they did. I thought they made the extra pass, made us do some things defensively that hurt us, attack the middle of our zone, and some of those that were able to get some people easier shots. But yeah, no, I thought they passed it pretty well and took care of the ball. They didn't turn it over too much too, which helped. And we didn't get near as many points off turnovers and those as we needed.
Amber, as a freshman, just being able to compile double-doubles, how much does it help you knowing what your expectation is and what your role is and being able to execute that on a game-by-game basis?
For me, it helps a lot. Coach White already told me with recruiting, he told me what my role would need to be. And I think just that was my goal coming in, trying to do that every night. That's basically my goal.
Coach, how would you like to comment on Emmy's game tonight? She seemed like she had a really good performance. She was able to drive to the basket and also get some shots off as well.
Yeah. I was really pleased, and again with all those freshmen, and I thought what Rita did and what Amy did, from the guard perspective, I think she's gaining more confidence in herself, and I think she's going to be a really good college player, and she's fast and her length is really good, shoots the ball well, and so I think she's going to be fun here as she gains a little bit more experience. But yeah, no, I was pleased, and obviously what AB did, and so I think they're getting better. It's just we just have to collectively, our team has to be better, and that's what and we're struggling with the most, of just individual performances as opposed to what is that grit, what is that determination. Whenever that game gets close or you have it, now you've got to continue that consistency, and that's what we're just not strong enough yet to be able to do that.
Aysia, a loss is a loss, obviously, but to be able to do it at home where you have this homestand and maybe figure some things out quicker, how much of a help is it in terms of getting back to the drawing board quicker?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to come home and play in front of fans, regardless if we lost on the road or here. It's still a learning, it's a lesson for us, and we'll be back tomorrow and we'll be working on it for the next day whenever we practice.
Lance, what have you maybe found out through these first few games about the team that either you didn't know or that you maybe can use as building blocks?
Yeah, and I'm really pleased with, the talent, as I think we've increased the talent pool, and now we just have to make them college basketball players, and that's hard to do, is that you're, and I told them coming up here, I feel like sometimes I'm still playing a video game of trying to move people, and so many of those spots and roles is that they don't know what to do. And offensively we are a little it's stop and go, and and there's no fluidity to it that'll come, and but they have to continue to believe and trust, and whenever you start having shaky games and some of that stuff, is that it still is no, everything that we did bad today is correctable. And now it's just developing a mentality of who we are, and that we're going to fight for every possession. That's got to be our major focus. Thank you, guys.